way it gives more authority and more credibility to what you want. So people regularly take the sacred writings of the world, not only the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran, whatever, and they use these scriptures to justify what they want to do. And they're trying to use Krishna, as their servant. So Prabhupada, this is quite a strong statement. He says in almost every one of them, so not perhaps everyone, but almost everyone, the commentator has expressed his own opinions without touching the spirit of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So it's quite a strong statement, not even touching. So then one may ask, well, what is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita? The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. It is just like this. If we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the directions written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to our own whim or the direction of a friend. I recently read about some young man who had gotten into a car accident, and he was taking the medicine differently than the instructions, and now he's in a persistent vegetative state, not from the car accident, but from taking the medicines according to his own idea. It must be taken according to the directions on the label or the directions given by a physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as it is directed by the speaker himself. Now then you may say, well, who is the speaker? The speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Lord Sri Krishna. He is mentioned on every page of Bhagavad Gita as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. Of course, I don't think actually every single page of Bhagavad Gita Krishna is mentioned as Bhagavan. But Prabhupada is making this point. Prabhupada is not speaking here literally. Correct? Many.
Emphatically.
Yes. And sometimes I hear devotees say, well, you have to take every word from Guru and Shastra literally. But Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra do not intend that every word they say is taken absolutely literally. Of course, the word Bhagavan sometimes refers to any powerful person or any powerful demigod. So Prabhupada is here anticipating an opposing argument. So this is very important whenever you want to put forward a particular point of view. You anticipate, Jayadvaita Maharaj said, whenever you want to make an argument, you always should anticipate the strongest arguments of the opposing side. So Prabhupada's made the point here that throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is addressed as Bhagavan. But he might say, well, some people might say, well, that doesn't mean he's God. Even Indra can be called Bhagavan. Even a very powerful person can be called Bhagavan. So, of course, the word Bhagavan sometimes refers to any powerful person or any powerful demigod. And certainly here, Bhagavan designates Lord Sri Krishna as a great personality. But at the same time, we should know that Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as is confirmed by all the great acharyas, spiritual masters like Sankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many other authorities of Vedic knowledge in India. So first Prabhupada is making the point we can understand Krishna's God from the Bhagavad Gita itself, calling him Bhagavan. And we might say, well, if you might argue that that just means he's a great personality, then what about all of the opinions of the acharyas? The Lord himself also establishes himself as a Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Bhagavad Gita, and he is accepted as such in the Brahma Samhita and all the Puranas, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Bhagavad Purana, Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Therefore, we should take Bhagavad Gita as it is directed by the personality of Godhead himself. So here Prabhupada is giving a reason why we want to take Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why we should take Bhagavad Gita as it is and what it means to take Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why should we take it as it is? Because it's the words of God. It's the words of God. And also, part of taking Bhagavad Gita as it is to understand that it's the words of God.